Welcome back. I want to go over an article that I saw a few weeks ago in EdSource, and then one I saw yesterday. I think I'll go back to the older article. I have deep concern that they're not about what people are not covering in the media. And I know John Fensterwall's writing really well, but I think I'm going to ask him about what he's missing here. But let's talk about it for a minute anyway. Let's get that up here. Here's an article that from October 28th. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I haven't had a chance to get to this, but it's Stanford Harvard's scorecard translates California test scores, which we talked about in an earlier video, and you should go check that out. It's on here, and maybe I'll put the link to that video down below too, because what I said there was something I'm going to talk about again today a little bit. You know, those scores came out about a month ago and told how far behind our inner city students are post-pandemic. And John has done a good job of by putting this article in there. I'll talk about where I think he and the media might want to go next. A massive data project by researchers at Harvard and Stanford released Friday has converted national and state test scores into equivalent measure of learning decline during the pandemic for every school district and student group in California and 28 other states, to be fair. So we should be looking at what happened in the other 22, which actually some of them got better. Basically, for California, the data and math translated to a straight downward line on a graph showing that wealthier districts, those with a small percentage of low-income students, experience the least lost learning. A matter of a few weeks in Orinda, Lafayette, and Los Gatos in the Bay Area, compared with the loss of 3/4 or more in a grade equivalent in Bakersfield City and Mountain View Elementary School districts. It's terrible. Every poor district lost a lot, and rich districts lost a little. That is the picture leaders in Sacramento should respond to. It's so obvious. Now, here's a problem I have. I hope John sees this. The problem that I have is, where is the money that was appropriated that's not being spent for enrichment programs, after-school programs, community training? Why aren't they reaching out and getting that help to these students? Is it all going to go to what the teachers want and teachers' unions want? Where were your summer programs last summer? Where are you planning summer programs? You could do it in a creative way. Come on. Let's catch them up. I'm getting students coming to me now in my private after-school program. Finally, they didn't come at first, that are woefully behind. SAT prep, I'm noticing it. Students lost 2 years of learning. What's going to happen when they get to college? Some won't really get to the college that they should go to, actually. They thought, a lot of them think because they got A's. That's the other side to this. A lot of these students that didn't learn got A's and B's, I'm seeing. And they don't have a command of mathematical concepts. And the online school that was offered wasn't even that good. I was using tools here online to draw pictures and do things on a board, and they weren't even doing it. They were just showing them videos. So nobody's talking about it, but the quality of that education wasn't very good either online. But nevertheless, that's in the past. It's what we're going to do moving forward. There's talk about, let's look at down here. By comparing the loss of learning with their share of $190 billion federal COVID relief, researchers compute how far the funding could close the gap. Their conclusion, it's not nearly enough, but they haven't spent any, so we don't know. Even with strategies such as tutoring and more learning time. So because they've determined it won't do anything, they won't spend it. This paragraph here, and I respect John a whole lot. He really needs to dig into that. Why won't it work? Why have you not spent any of that money? $190 billion. I think I figured out LA Unified gets a few billion of that. In 2/3 of the districts nationwide, the equivalent in learning loss by grade exceeded what the funding they will get from the American Rescue Plan. How do you know? Is that an excuse not to do things? It's the largest source of federal. I want to see more discussion of why it won't work. That's a lot of money. Listen, I believe that John should first do an article on how much it is. I think I did a video on that. It's out there. How much is there that's not spent? This needs to be dealt with. I don't know. Runs out in 2 years. How do you know it runs out in 2 years? Let's suppose it does. But that's no excuse not to do it. How do you know you can't fix it in 2 good summers? How do you know? Go to people like me in the community. Ask us. We've been working with students. Come on. I don't even know who I talk to about this. That's a critical message for parents to hear, because surveys indicate most parents believe the students have already made up nearly all they had learned. I don't think that's true. My parents know they haven't. I don't know. There's a lot here. I'm going to post a link to this article. There's the actual data graph here. You can see it. You see the differences in achievement. There's some great quotes in here. You need to look at it. But my main problem is, why are you not expending the funds you received in COVID to fix this problem? Why do I have to see this headline without a solution? It just presents it, oh, well, it's that way, and there's not enough money to fix it, so we're not going to do it. And you can see they're not spending it. And that should be the big story. No separate story on that. John, I really encourage you to do that. And my buddies in the Save Math program, we really need to pressure them to account for that money and spend it properly and get it to enrichment programs and people and parents. Let the parents, just give the parents some money to let them take care of their children in the summer. Let them go to 2-year college, or we got to come up with different plans to have our students better engaged, better prepared, to do math and do reading and writing for that matter. I hope that helps. I'm going to be working hard on that with the media and with these districts. And programs like mine should be you should go to us and ask us for our help. There are other programs like me too here in the city. We can really help with this if you let us. God bless you. And I know it's going to probably upset the union leadership who wants the money to themselves, but you need some help, evidently. And to say that we're not going to spend any of that money is not acceptable. Thanks very much. Bye-bye now.